Hey, it's Bobby here, and I'm down here at Slick Rock. I just happened to drive by and I saw the range was empty and I decided I'm going to shoot a little video on ball position. Now, when we're talking about ball position, we're talking about something that must be nailed down, it must be consistent, and it must be correct. Why is it so important? Why is ball position so important? Well, I want you to think about this for just a moment. If a golf swing is developed and designed to hit a golf ball that's in a particular spot, and then through carelessness, suddenly that spot changes, but the swing remains the same, the ball has to fly apart from its accustomed path. Remember, the golf swing is a circle. It's not a straight line, it's a circle. And it's never pointed in any one direction for very long. It goes from inside out to in. And so the ball must be picked up in the right spot in that circle, or it's not going to fly straight. A ball that's picked up too early flies off to the right. An on-plane golf swing that picks it up too late hits it to the left, and what we're looking for is not just a powerful swing, but one that allows us to hit that ball right down the pipeline too. All right, so let's talk about this. There are two schools of thought, I suppose, and I bet you've been introduced to both of them. Jack Nicklaus played every single shot, all the way from wedge to driver, right off his left heel. He kept it in the same spot, so you could say that he subscribed to the uniform method. Keep the ball in the same spot for every swing. And you can't argue with the success of his methods. But I must also say, I don't know anybody else who does it that way. Then there's the other group of people who say, well, the ball must graduate back. The long clubs are played up off the left foot, and as the club gets shorter, so does the ball move farther back. Well, I think that leaves a few things out too. Let me give you a way of nailing this thing down and doing it in a way that you'll find it easy, but also will adhere to somewhat of a mix of those two ideas of how to do it. Let's play every single shot 2 inches inside our left heel. I'm talking about fairway grass, level lie, not ball sitting in the rough, not teed up, not on the side of a hill, but right off of fairway grass, 2 inches inside our left heel. And I'll get into why 2 inches in just a moment. Now, with this sand wedge, I have a somewhat narrow stance. 2 inches inside my left foot makes the ball only slightly forward of middle. Would you agree with that? Just slightly. I've got 2 inches of space here and probably 3 over here. So this ball is only slightly forward of middle. That's a good spot for it. I can hit it easily from there. Now, as I take a 6-iron, this and this remain the same, but this foot spreads out a little bit to support the bigger swing that as I graduate from the wedge to the 6-iron, now I have a bigger swing. I need a slightly wider stance to support that. All right, but it's still 2 inches. This has stayed the same, but you see what's happening? The ball is getting farther forward in my stance because the stance is widening. All right, now, if I have a 3-wood, well, this and this remain the same. I get a little farther back, but no one will have to tell you that. I mean, the shaft is longer. You're going to need to get farther away. This is 2 inches. Now this is quite wide, and even the casual glance would make someone say, hey, he's got that ball forward in his stance. Yes, I do, but it's the same spot relative to my left foot as it was for the other clubs. Now, why is this important? There's an all-important thing in the golf swing called the weight shift. Now, every single sport that I can think of, or sport or action that has either a hit or a release also has a weight shift. If I'm bowling, I shift first. If I'm throwing it, skipping a rock on a pond, I shift first. If I'm throwing a ball, I shift first. The golf swing's no different. If I swing, I shift first. I need this ball in the same position relative to the foot that I'm shifting to for every club in the bag. That way I don't have to have 14 different weight shifts. Now, when I say that, someone always says, you know, I got an uncle, he's a scratch golfer, and he plays all his shots, even his 3-wood, right off his back foot. If what you're saying is correct, Bobby, he should hit that thing off to the right. Well, if you've got an uncle who can hit the golf ball right down the fairway, then you've also got an uncle who doesn't shift his weight. He's learned to stay back here. And there's a universal principle that says you cannot hit anything powerfully that's behind you. And so maybe he's a scratch golfer, I can't imagine, because I want to be moving in the direction of that which I intend to strike if I want to strike it with any oomph, with any power. And so let me just say that briefly one more time. The ball stays in the same spot relative to the left foot. I recommend 2 inches. The stance gets wider as the club gets longer, and I know that's going to help you.